Good morning, guys. Welcome to what's today? Tuesday, isn't it? Yeah. Markets were pretty quiet. Currencies were in a pretty tight range um, overnight, despite I think there was 4 or 5 Fed members spoke last night, um, and we can see that bonds were up somewhat. Stocks were also up somewhat, as we can see here on the daily. Um, Inside bar, smaller range than Friday, closing just a little bit above the halfway. But everyone's waiting for the president meeting the House Speaker. That's happening right now, 5:30 in New York, and yeah, so the market's, I guess, waiting for that to see what the outcome of the debt ceiling negotiation is. Outside of currencies, we'll come back to that. I just wanted to have a look at the commodity picture, and we can see copper is getting smoked again, and that's copper is a bit of a bellwether for global growth, so that's not great. Gold is off, oil pretty much just sideways. As we can see, it hasn't really moved for the last couple of days. Wheat also just sideways overnight. Iron ore, coal, all relatively weak or towards the low of their recent ranges, and so is the commodity index. So that, to me, tells global growth is not strong or predicted, and the commodity currencies should be weaker, such as the Aussie, the Kiwi, and the CAD. Yen is also weaker overnight. Yen is also weaker overnight, and that's trading well for us as we're looking for it to bounce off this previous resistance, which is now support, and it's done that, heading higher, and we expect that to continue for the short term. Over Aussie dollar, we expect the 66, this support zone, to be broken. There's no reason to be buying Aussie. The only caveat to that is if the US dollar gets smashed off the back of this debt ceiling news. And same with the euro. We're expecting it to come down and have a look at these levels here, which is 107.35. But the caveat to that is, where is the US dollar going? Pound just trading sideways, really didn't do much at all. As you can see on the alley, is trying to break through this noise here, support resistance levels. That resistance zone is trying to get through, but struggling. So I think it's a better maybe come back tomorrow and have another look at things after the news of Biden and McCarthy. US dollar itself is right at that resistance. It's faded off it, has come back, got through it, supported on it. It's effectively 103 handle, and I'd like to say it's going to go higher, but the momentum on the daily and the 4-hour would prevent that, and also any news. Now, mind you, news things can be overheated, but news will just destroy your indicator. No matter what, the market's not going to stop just because the indicator's there. If there's a major news announcement that's bullish for the US dollar. Looking at stocks, the big one, the S&P 500, as mentioned, just pretty much sideways, not much going on there, and over in Bondland, up a bit. 2 years are back up over 4% and holding above that well, and 10 years also having a good day or a good run. It's been a pretty strong run for the last 7 or 8 days, and that's about all she wrote. Looking ahead, as the biggest issue is the Biden and the debt ceiling, and then we've got all these PMI data, which is only soft data, right? They can move the market, but not in a big way because it is only surveys. It's not hard actual data. So on that, thank you, and we'll catch you tomorrow.